Namaste, I'm JVN Dr. Sapna Khalod and my session is on scope of international relations. Well, as a subject of study, international relation is relatively a new and developing subject. Its scope has been continuously expanding and developing. Like in 1947, is a Garson Kirk observed that Kirk ne observed that the study of international relations has 5 ingredients for international relations. The first is the nature and operation of the state system, factors which affect the power of the state, the international position and foreign policies of the great powers, and the history of recent international relations and the building of a more stable world order. In his report published in 1954, Vincent Baker included the following topics in the scope of international politics. The first is the nature and principal forces of international politics, the political, social, and economic organization of international life, elements of national power, instrument used for the promotion of national power, limitation on and control of national power, foreign policies of major powers, and history of international relation. Professor F.S. Dunn has included the following 5 main areas on the scope of international politics, like international politics, international economics, international law and organization, diplomatic history, and the political geography. In contemporary times, the scope of study of international relations includes the following major issues. The first one is nation system or the nation states. Nation states are the primary actors in international relations. Naturally, international politics studies relations and interactions between 2 or more states. Each state is conditioned by its geography, resources, population, level of industrial and technological development, ideology, diplomacy, national interest, etc. Hence, a study of interstate relation necessity of the basic actors and these actors. The second is a national interest. Since national interest is the objective that each nation tries to secure during the course of relation with other nations, it becomes imperative for international politics to study international interest of various nations. Then it comes to national power. The concept of national power is the core concept in the study of international politics. Nations are actors, but these always act on the basis of their national powers. Realistically speaking, relations among nations are of the nature of struggle for power. National power determines the role and ability of a nation to carry out its foreign policy objective, and it customary to characterize nation as superpowers, major powers, big powers, small powers, or weak powers, and this amply reflect the importance of national power in international politics. The next point in the scope, that is a foreign policy. The behavior of each state in international relation is always directed and controlled by its foreign policy. A study of foreign policies of various nations alone can explain the nature of relations and interaction among them. No one can hope to understand the nature of present day of international relations without a study of the foreign policies of as many nations as may be possible. Then it comes to economic instruments of international relations. The increased importance and role of economic and trade relations in international politics can be hardly overestimated. Today, economic instruments like the foreign aid, loan, trade, etc. are the most important means of influencing the course of relations. Political relations are being conditioned and guided by economic relations. Hence, the study of economic relations forms an integral part of the scope of international politics. Now, international organizations, agencies, institutions, and regional associations. They are the outstanding feature of the contemporary era has been the rapid growth of international institutions and organizations as the institutional means for the conduct of relation among the nations. There are some of them are truly international, universal in nature, like the UNO and its specialized agencies and some regional association like the NATO, ASEAN, ECO, SAARC, etc. Along with these several traditions, blocks like the NAFTA, APEC, G8, you can say G20, WTO, IMF, etc. are several other institutions and organizations have emerged and important played in international relations, which have been important actors of international relations. They have been exercising considerable influence over the course of relations and interactions among nations, and hence tend include in the subject matter of international politics. Then it comes to non-state organization and actors. Rise of several active non-state international or supranational or transnational actors like the NGO, human rights organization, peace movements and other such actors in the international environment has been necessitated the inclusion of the study of the role of these powers in international system. The number and role of the MNCs and non-actors has been steadily increasing in international relations, and it is essential for us to study these. Then it comes to the regulators to international relations. There have been in operation several concepts which have guided and are still guiding and controlling the behavior of nations in the international environment. The concept of balance of power, regionalism, functionalism, disarmament, arms control, collective security, international law, world public opinion, diplomacy, globalization are the important principal process and concepts of international relations. These have been continuously including the actual operation of the foreign policy of all the nations. A student of the international politics has to study all such regulators and principles. And the next is a study of current global issues and challenge before the international community of nations. The scope of international politics involves the study of major contemporary issues and problems, for example, like the international terrorism, protection of human rights, issue of climate change, environmental protection, ethnic conflicts, sustainable human development and disarmament and nuclear disarmament. सो जनरल वापस रिपीट के लिए बता सकते हैं कि स्कोप ऑफ इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन हमने किस किस की स्टडी कर रहे हैं, दैट इज़ नेशन स्टेट और नेशन स्टेट्स. उसके बाद हम नेशनल इंटरेस्ट यानी राष्ट्रीय हित की स्टडी होती है, नेशनल यानी राष्ट्रीय शक्ति की, देन फॉरेन पॉलिसीज़, देन इकोनॉमिक इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स ऑफ इंटरनेशनल रिलेशंस, फिर इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एजेंसीज जैसे कि WHO, UNO, देन WTO, IMF एट्सेट्रा. उसके बाद है नॉन स्टेट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एंड एक्टर्स यानी जो NGOs हैं, जो MNCs हैं, उनकी स्टडी. फिर है रेगुलेशंस ऑफ इंटरनेशनल रिलेशंस, कि उनमें किस तरह से रिलेशंस होना चाहिए, आर्म्स कंट्रोल, कलेक्टिव सिक्योरिटी, लॉ, पब्लिक ओपिनियन. और फिर है कि जो कुछ ऐसे करंट ग्लोबल इश्यूज़ हैं हैव टू चैलेंज बिफोर द इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी ऑफ नेशंस, जैसे कि यू कैन से इंटरनेशनल टेररिज्म, प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ ह्यूमन राइट्स, इश्यूज़ ऑफ क्लाइमेट, एनवायरमेंटल प्रोटेक्शन, सस्टेनेबल, डिसआर्मामेंट, उन सब की स्टडी करनी है या उनकी स्टडी करी जाती है.